Okay, so we've covered Movember, charity, me riding like an idiot, still looking for work, and the get together, a get together. We're all on two wheels for pleasure. I don't think that any of us have the right, Mr. Farmer, to sort of criticise another's riding style. Can I? Yeah, I probably can. So I saw two vloggers having a go at each other in America about their riding styles and what they ride, and I'm thinking, you're both on two wheels. Does it matter? As long as you're both enjoying the freedom of the open road. Mersey! I love Mersey. I wish I had the money to retire here, but I don't. The sun's quite bright as well. Oh, that is eye-hurtingly bright. I'm looking at the state of the road. The tide's just on its way out again. Now this corner is treacherous if you ever come here. It's just so many little ruts, ridges, grooves and cracks in it. Oh, that sun's bright. Visor's got to come up. Visor up and act as a sun visor. I started out with good intention with new sunglasses and they were absolutely rubbish. I don't know, they seem to very fractionally blur my peripheral vision. I don't like that. I like to see where I'm going. Oh dear. Mersey, West Mersey, Bradwell across the water, that big old Bradwell power station. A little bit oversubscribed in the summer with tourists and day trippers. It can be a menace even on a motorbike trying to find somewhere to park. Liveaboard boats. Yehudi Menuhin used to live down here on one of these. I don't know. But do you know, I don't actually know. I'm assuming he's dead. Maybe he isn't. Maybe he still lives down here on one of these. I do know which one, but I'm obviously not going to name it. Lovely way to live, isn't it, if you can afford it? I should think you need more than an arm, and you probably need 2 arms and a leg to buy one of those. Ship. Lovely little eatery. The oyster bar, if you like oysters. I do occasionally. I love. When I was living in Jersey, I got into oysters. I got into all seafood. My short 15, 16 years sojourn in Jersey. Heavily into seafood and decent food and decent standard of living. Back to England. I'm fucked if I can find anywhere to eat. If anyone can point me to a restaurant at a sensible price that can cook food to a decent standard, please. I've tried so many. And it's either a plate full of chips and vegetables, with a piddly little bit of meat, or it's haute cuisine. It's actually quite badly cooked. The average English chef does his best, but he is nevertheless pretty crappy at it. So, West Mersey. Isn't that peaceful? Isn't that so calm and peaceful? Just hear the odd lanyard on the sail mast tapping. I used to sail between two marriages. I was a Liverpool yachtsman. Happy days. Between marriages, that was. And there'd be my little baby, Squeak. Why do I call her Squeak? If you read Terry Pratchett, you'll know who Squeak is. If you don't, I shall explain in a moment, once I've had my coffee. To continue. Why do I call my wee little beastie here Squeak? Well, if you've never read Terry Pratchett, excuse me, he writes a book about a place called Discworld, parallel world that's flat. He's got quite a few autonomous characters on it. One of his characters that I love is Death. Death has a very, 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 very cryptic sense of humour, a bit like me, although not quite sarcastic. And he rides a beautiful white stallion called Binky. I'm sorry, best will in the world, I cannot call my BMW Binky. But when I bought it off a Polish chap who had it in his garage and couldn't get the thing to behave through lack of maintenance and ill maintenance and lack of knowledge, so I sort of got it going, tweaked it a bit and did a few bits and pieces, and straight on the M25, nephew following me, outside lane, nice steady 85, cruise home. And I must add, at this time it was just coming up to rush hour and everybody was doing the same. I was in the flow, I wasn't lane splitting or overtaking, I was just sitting outside lane with a stream of traffic, and there was a squeak and it drove me fucking nuts. Now, Death in Pratchett's Discworld has an assistant to cope with the death of all the animals. There's so many rats in the major town and it's infested with millions and millions of rats. So he got himself an assistant, a rat. And this little rat, all bones, little sides, scurries around. All it can say is squeak. So it's called Squeak. And it popped into my head. And so the name Squeak was born. Well, she doesn't squeak anymore, I've cured all that. But the fairing is like a drum, it's a rattle. And it makes the most horrendous noise. So, I can't find it. I've had the fairing off. I've had the heads off, I've had the fairing off, I've investigated the gear, but I cannot find this rattle. So, I come across the perfect cure. Earplugs. Can't hear the rattle now. Neither can I hear how loud I'm talking to you guys, so I apologise if I'm a bit quiet or a bit loud. Now, also the wise amongst you will notice that I'm plodding. It's 3 o'clock, there will be children about very shortly. So my style of driving has yet again changed. I don't want to get involved with mothers, babies, children. I have 6 daughters. I don't want to get involved. Well, 4 biological daughters, 2 adoptive daughters. Love them all. some grandchildren. So I have a passion for children on the familial level. Not a paedophile, thank you. Not yet. So, school time, I will ride gently. I don't want to destroy a Mother's Day when she's rushing to pick up Alice, or for that matter, destroy Alice's day because she wasn't belted in properly. Once I leave the confines of the village, I'll speed up a little bit, but I shall take due course of the fact that it's now a busier time of day. I've also noticed that my riding style is unique. Now, some people say, well, you know, the police and Institute of Advanced Motorists and all those gentlemen that I tend to refer to as know-it-all tosspots, Institute of Advanced Motoring, the initial standing for I am, advocate certain ways of riding that can actually lead you into a lot of trouble. Isn't that history beautiful? If you're young, inexperienced, and you try to follow what the instructors and the books teach you, and you follow it too blindly, you can get yourself in trouble. There are a couple of police training courses where there's potholes there, which is why I was a bit worried. There are a couple of police training areas, I think Essex and Bristol and a few others, go out and talk to riders and show them how to ride properly. And they do actually advocate, you know, assessing your riding style, your line of cornering, and combining it in with weather conditions, condition of road surface, wetness of road surface, and a whole gamut of other things. So, yeah, by all means, listen to what the police say and read a police handbook. Be very wary of Institute of Advanced Motoring and those who advocate strictly that you must do this and must do that. Allow yourself to be guided. Instinct is quite beneficial. Instinct will get you out of a lot more situations once you've got a few hundred miles under your belt than trying to follow some predetermined protocol written in a book.